Have you ever felt like life handed you a script you never asked for? Like you were dropped into a story mid-scene with no control over the plot, the characters, or even the setting. Greetings, fellow thinkers. My name is Saksham Bhandari, and through my TEDx talk today, I intend to light the fire, one made of resilience, transformation, and quiet power. My journey didn't start with strength. It started with struggle. I was born differently abled, and from day one, it felt like the world had been built without me in mind. Every hallway felt longer, every stair steeper, every simple task laced with silent barriers. I didn't just face physical challenges, I faced invisible ones too. Doubt, isolation, and the persistent question of why me. But here's the truth. I stopped asking that question because the more I focused on what I couldn't change, the more I stayed stuck. So I shifted. I started focusing on what I could control: my mindset, my hopes, my dreams. And that's what I'm here to share. Not just my story, but a way forward. For anyone facing storms in their life, whether they roar or whisper, there is a way to reclaim your power. Give me a nod if you also agree that the moment you stop fighting your reality is the moment you finally start living. That's what changed everything for me. I didn't surrender to my circumstances. I stepped into them with clarity. I stopped trying to rewrite what I couldn't control and instead rewrote how I responded. That shift from resistance to acceptance, I repeat, that shift from resistance to acceptance opened up a life I never imagined possible. A life of joy, of opportunities, a life of joy, of purpose, of opportunities, even some able-bodied people might never get. I began to see that even in the darkest moments, there is a crack of light. And sometimes that crack is enough to build an entirely new vision of life. My journey taught me something powerful. Strength doesn't always roar from the start. Sometimes it whispers and grows with every step you choose to take forward. And today, I want to share with you exactly how that shift happens and how it may happen for you too. So, what do you do when life takes an unexpected turn, when your dreams feel distant, and the world around you shifts overnight? You act, you adapt, or you fall. My life took that sharp turn. I didn't ask for it, and I certainly didn't expect it. Living with a challenged ability wasn't just a medical diagnosis. It was a complete reset of everything I thought I knew. My goals, once vibrant and reachable, began to slip away. The routines I relied on collapsed. The world and how I fit into it changed rapidly. This kind of disruption shakes more than just your plans. It disturbs your identity. It challenges your sense of control and stability. But here's the truth. Emotional uncertainty is not a dead end. It's a signal, a test, and how you respond in that moment defines the rest of your path. I didn't crumble. I recalibrated. I anchored myself in faith, and I rebuilt with resilience. I stopped waiting for control to return and started taking ownership of what I could influence. Because when everything around you shifts, your direction isn't lost. It's just waiting for you to choose it again. That's when real strength emerged. Not from resistance, but from response. I made a deliberate choice to embrace uncertainty rather than fear it. I accepted my reality and looked inward to build the strength I needed to move forward. Through this process, I adopted one of the most powerful mindset shifts I've ever known: the distinction between controllables and uncontrollables. You control your actions, your focus, your mindset. That's where your power lies. Everything else, you acknowledge it, but you don't let it define you. That separation gave me clarity. It eliminated noise and made space for purpose. And with that clarity, I began to experience life more fully. I stopped obsessing over outcomes I couldn't influence, and I leaned into what I could: effort, joy, gratitude. I chose to let go of anxiety because worry doesn't change reality, action does. Strength, I realized, isn't about having control over everything. It's about knowing where to direct your energy and having the courage to let the rest go. This shift in mindset reshaped everything. Perspective changed pain into fuel. You heard that right? Perspective changed pain into fuel. I stopped mourning what I'd lost and I started valuing what I still had. I've sat inside lodges, I've watched matches in Dubai, I play cricket on my own terms now. I didn't lose control, I reclaimed it where it mattered most. My life isn't one of luck, it's one of decisions. Life threw obstacles at me, yes. But it's not the disruption that defines a person, it's how they respond. My world shifted, my dreams slipped out of reach, and for a moment, it all felt like too much. But I made a choice to stop chasing control over things I couldn't change and to focus relentlessly on what I could. That single decision transformed my path. When uncertainty surrounds you, perspective becomes power. I anchored myself in what I could influence: my thoughts, my energy, my direction. My thoughts, my energy, my direction. And I let the rest go. Because spending your life fighting the uncontrollables is how you stay stuck. But choosing to lead with focus and intention, that's how you rise. By now, you must have understood. Life doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It changes course in a heartbeat, shattering routines, rewriting dreams, and stretching you in ways you never imagined. I've lived that. I've stood in the chaos of unexpected change, feeling powerless, as the future I once imagined slipped away. But through that, I've learned something powerful. Control is not about what happens to you. It's about how you all choose to respond. And that choice, it's always in your hands. When you shift your mindset and change your perspective, something happens. You stop seeing limits and you start seeing opportunities. You stop fighting your reality and you start mastering it. And when that shift happens, you may just see your own strength in a whole new light and wonder why it didn't come with a manual and warning label. And that is your beloved Saksham Bhandari signing off. Peace and thank you.